Okay, we're going live, 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 we're live! Yes! Hello, everybody. I'm here. We're here. Sorry, everybody. But I was going to say we're late. We're not late. We're not late. FP1, where are we? FP1 hasn't started yet. So I am saying we're still early for our standards. So welcome, everybody, to round 2 of this it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix coming up, and feels like only a few moments ago that we were here before, because it was, of course, at the end of last year, and it's the start of this year. Katie Fairman, the WTF1 author and local florist, apparently, as well, by the looks of
some cute little tulips. It's very spring-like.
Tulips chilling. How are we?
Good, yeah. Feel very energized after Bahrain. It was a great race, lots of action, lots of things to talk about. And I was thinking, actually, last year we had the first race of the season in Bahrain, and then we had like a 3-week wait until the next race. So it's quite nice to have them back to back, keep that anticipation going, you know?
Yeah, we needed a back-to-back. We'd waited too long for the start of the season. And sometimes, don't they, in if we start in Australia, we then have usually a week break. And then it's usually, I think it's 2 weeks between the first two races, usually when we're in Australia, because there's not really any places that are nearby. But I might be wrong, but I think that's true. But either way, we are not starting in Australia. We're going to Australia for round 3, which, logistics-wise, there's lots of comments about the way in which we go to different places this year. But alas, it's Saudi Arabia. It's the Jeddah Street Circuit, which has had a few changes this year. They have changed a few things to hopefully allow for safer racing. Drivers don't maybe think so, or some drivers don't think it's going to be as safe as maybe we hoped.
No, I've been listening into what the drivers had to say in the press conference this morning. And a lot of them talking about the visibility generally with these new cars. Obviously, you've got the 18-inch tyres and the wheel arches and things that protect them, which drivers have said does make visibility more challenging. So when they come to this circuit, which is already difficult enough, it's going to be a rather interesting race and quali and everything like that. But F1 apparently have been trialing something new this weekend, which I'm interested to see how it works. Apparently, they said they were going to do it for the F2, and it might come into effect for F1 as well. They're going to put little TVs on the corner so you can see what's around the blind corners.
For the drivers to watch?
Yeah, so you can see, there's a car around the corner.
Okay.
But Lando was talking about it. He was like, I don't know if I'm really, it's such a fast circuit. It's the fastest street circuit.
You don't have time to look at the
he's like, I don't have time to look at the TVs. But at least the FIA are trialing different things. But hopefully by having TVs won't actually make it more of a distraction and therefore more dangerous. But I'm interested to see how they work this weekend, because we had a few instances. Hamilton last year is a good example of when he got given a reprimand for his incident with Nikita Mazepin around here. So it can happen where there's a bit of traffic and things, but it's also strange seeing the circuit in the day, because we're so not used to normally seeing it in the evening. So that's
very true. That is very true. People are asking for timer. Let me just sort that out.
Timer.
Whilst you're doing that, Katie, whilst I'm doing that, so tell people something else for this weekend.
Okay.
Tell them something.
So we've got George Russell and Lewis Hamilton leaving their pit boxes at the moment. Listening to them this morning, it's very much echoing what they were saying on Sunday, which is obviously Hamilton ended up on the podium, which they weren't expecting. They've made all these comments about how the car doesn't feel particularly great and that Red Bull and Ferrari are looking much stronger. And we hear this every year from the Mercedes duo that, it's like the boy that cried wolf. But this year they do actually seem to be having proper struggles. Russell basically echoing what he's previously said, which is that it could well take a few more races for them to fix, but fortunately where the calendar is a bit more staggered out at the start of the season, hopefully it will only be a couple of races before they hopefully sort that issue out. On screen at the moment, Nico Hülkenberg, because
back.
unfortunately, Sebastian Vettel, I assume he's still returning negative COVID results. Aston Martin didn't actually confirm that this morning. They said yesterday he wasn't returning any good COVID results, but perhaps maybe he's returned a negative result and he's not feeling too well and just not comfortable in the car. I'm not sure. But yeah, it does mean that we get Nico back for another weekend as the super sub. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to get on, because obviously this is a very different circuit to how what he had in Bahrain. This is an extremely fast street circuit, and hopefully Nico will be on it and keeping it out of the wall and things like that, which I'm obviously hoping all the drivers do.
Yeah, that would be a good start, wouldn't it? For Hülkenberg in particular. His first time around this track. And we'll have to not only get used to the car that he first got into last weekend, but also this ridiculously fast Saudi Arabia track. Mike Crack being shown.
Pardon? You want to put that away, Matt?
Yeah.
We'll get demonetised.
Yeah. So lots of funny jokes around the Aston Martin team principal, but I'm sure that he will want none of that, poor guy. But we move. Quite a few drivers on track at the moment. Got a replay already of the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas, I believe. What's he been up to? He's a little bit wide at the slightly wider final corner in Saudi. There's also a replay. Okay, a few people. A little lock up from Verstappen at the final corner as well. As for the timer, everybody, the timer's not working right now, which is sad. I am very upset that the timer is not working. So I'm trying to figure that out right now. So maybe whilst I do that, Katie, you can just do one more thing, and I will be right back. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's no problem. So as with the timer, at the moment I can see 54 minutes, 52 seconds on my screen. So link up with that if you can. And we've got quite a lot of drivers out on track at the moment. Verstappen is currently top on the timesheets. Can't actually see what time it is. Let me see if I can use my magic and pull up some actual live timings for you, because Formula One, they seem to be really not having a great time with these graphics at the moment. Obviously, brand new graphics. There we go. As I say, the timings come on. So Verstappen with a 134.167. Ocon just slots into second place with a 135, and he is 1.1 seconds slower. Both of those guys on a hard tyre. But I mean, we're literally 6 minutes into the first session of the day, so these are not going to be properly representative times. Ricciardo in P3, Hamilton in P4 on the softs. So yeah, really says all you need to know about that. But yeah, what else has been happening in the week? We heard about the Red Bull issues. Obviously, if you're a Red Bull fan, you're probably still mourning the fact that Verstappen and Sergio Perez had an absolute nightmare in the final few laps of Bahrain. Both of them retiring. At least Verstappen managed to pull into the pits and retire the car outside the front of the garage. Sergio Perez had a bit more of a exotic retirement, literally spinning on the final lap. And they have basically come back and said that it was to do with the fuel pressure in the car. So not related to what Gasly suffered from. He had an MGU, I feel like it was an MGUK problem or an MGUH problem. Either way, that's what resulted in his car bursting into flames while he was in the points, which is obviously very annoying. And actually, talk of Gasly, he's just had quite the lock up there whilst going round the track. So hopefully not a super fresh pair of tyres that he's just ruined.
So I'm back. I can't fix the timer. I have found my WTF1 hat, which I thought I'd throw on. Nice. I can't seem to get the time to work. So we will give you an idea so you can sync up. Surely a lot of you won't need to be constantly reminded how long's left in the session. And my thing is also paused. So Katie, if you can tell me where we are in the sesh, I would
love nothing more.
Please.
So we're on 52, 25, 24, 23, 22. I'll just keep doing this throughout the whole.
Yeah, keep going. So what was it?
Okay, 52, 15, 14, 13.
Okay, I've
12,
paused on 52 minutes.
11.
You keep going.
On 52 or 51 minutes?
52 minutes exactly. I've paused. So tell me when you get there.
Well, you need to be a minute ahead because I'll be at 50.
Oh,
no, 52. I am there. No, I am there.
Oh, I was going to say, what?
I forgot
Katie,
time.
What are you doing? So what are you on now?
51, 51, 50.
Okay, I'm a second behind.
48.
It's fine.
Okay.
So hopefully everybody is now synced up, maybe, although that was very confusing
everyone,
from Katie.
My brain was just not on it today.
that was
I'm too busy. The Ferrari came on screen and I was like, "Ooh, Ferrari."
So, we got Verstappen at the top of the timesheets ahead of Sergio Perez. So it's a Red Bull 1-2. Actually, a Red Bull 1-2-3 because Tsunoda is third. And almost just over half have been out and set some sort of lap time. Alonso, Bottas, Mick Schumacher, Zhou, Magnussen, Russell, Leclerc and Sainz all have not set a lap time yet. Do we know the tyre selection for this weekend, Katie?
I don't, but I can pull out because I got an email from Pirelli only yesterday.
That's what we like to see.
Stuff.
That's what we like to see. Emails from Pirelli. Sign me up. Good morning from Virginia in the USA. Good morning, Nicholas. Good morning.
Morning. Wow, that must be early.
Just signed up for the brilliant website, says John. Good stuff. Well, I see we fixed the purple Sector 1 graphic this week. I hope so, Gordon, because that was a little bit lackluster, wasn't it, for the first round of the season? Some of the timing glitches that was going on. Hamilton over the line. For his first lap time, goes P2, 1.1 seconds off Max Verstappen.
We've got C2, C3 and C4 tyres this weekend.
Straight down the middle. And thank you, chap, for diving in with that as well.
Oh, thank you, chap.
Will we see 3-stop races? We'll find out very soon, I'm sure. It's going to be an intriguing one to watch, the tyres, because it seemed like something that was a little bit of an unknown for the teams, despite obviously having 24 hours of running around Bahrain in testing, and then of course having the extra FP1, FP2, FP3 as well. They could not seem to get their head around the tyres, which is always a good thing. Where's the timer? I'm sorry, it's not working. I can't get it to work. So we're on 49, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 49, 30. 30, 29, 28. I nearly started counting up as well.
You started doing it.
I'm sorry that the timer's not there, everybody, but we'll try and sync you up now and again. 49, 18 to go. Kevin Magnussen out of the car already. I heard he had some problems when I was trying to fix stuff. He got told to come into the pits and to not do some shifting, I think I heard. So he having more problems is Kevin Magnussen. Of course, had that hydraulic problem last week. Which affected him in qualifying, but he managed to obviously drive around those issues, and he's now started FP1 in Saudi, also with a relatively
traditions, as Archie Bottas would say.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, let's see if Bottas what he can do this weekend. His teammate Zhou, we're watching right now, out on the hard tyres. It's going to be a daunting prospect for Zhou Guan Yu to get to grips with this Saudi Arabia track. It's very, very daunting, isn't it? And it's for a rookie to come to a place like this is there's no room for error whatsoever.
No, and like you say, with this circuit, as well as being exceptionally fast, you've got blind corners, you've got super close walls, which they have extended in some parts, which you'll know if you've seen Matt's wonderful latest video. But yeah, also there's a little bit of banking, I think, on this circuit. So there's a bit of everything for everyone. Fun for
bit of everything for everyone.
But I was listening actually to Alfa Romeo, to Bottas and Zhou talk about their issues with the clutch that they've got at the moment, which is apparently why Bottas didn't have a particularly good start on last Sunday's race, which you will have seen he dropped right back. But I'm just trying to find where the quotes are. So yeah, he said the clutch is one of the biggest priorities since the first race. Unfortunately, there's no quick fix. It's probably going to take 1 or 2 races at least for a mechanical fix. but it affects roughly 50% of the starts that they're doing, which is obviously not ideal.
No.
So hopefully that's an issue that Alfa Romeo can wrap their heads around, because a good start is so important in Formula One. And Bottas is brilliant at so many things, but he does seem to have a bit of a, let's say, reputation for fluffing starts. He does some brilliant ones, but for some others, let's just mention Hungary, not so great. So
yeah, it wasn't slow off the line for that one, though, was it? He just decided to not brake,
no.
which is obviously not ideal at turn one. But yeah, Bottas had an absolute shocker of a start last time out. Went from 6th on the grid to 14th, I think, in lap one, which is that's 8 positions lost in one lap. But he managed to bring it back and finished P6. So fair play to Bottas for that. Got Paul to rest it in the pit lane. A hydraulic leak again, unbelievable.
Again.
So clearly there's a recurring problem with that Haas, which is that's the kind of thing you don't want to be seeing. Of course, Haas have got great performance at the moment. They've clearly got some serious pace in that car, which is not something I expected to be saying this year. Not going to lie to you. But if they have these reliability problems creep in and they start not scoring points, they're going to be dropping some serious potential at the start of the season, because you have to imagine the likes of McLaren and, maybe not so much Aston Martin. I thought they struggled last year as well, but, the likes of McLaren and Alpine, for example, getting faster and being able to beat this Haas team in terms of the development race as well. So Haas really need to take full advantage of the start of this season to enable them to clock up as many points as they can. Of course, they've got 10 with Kevin Magnussen last time out. Mick Schumacher finished 11th, unfortunately. And they're sitting 3rd in the Constructors. 3rd! They're ahead of Red Bull.
Ridiculous.
Can you imagine us saying that Haas would be ahead of Red Bull in the Constructors after the first round? You just wouldn't dream of it, would you?
I'd say, are you okay? Have you hit your head? That can't be right. There's something gone wrong there. Which, I suppose it was true in Red Bull's case that things did go wrong for them. But yeah, what an absolutely crazy scenario for just Haas in general. Like, what a roller coaster of emotions to go from Barcelona testing. Everything seemed to be going wrong. They had all the pressure with everything going on in Russia, and then with their driver Mazepin getting rid of the Uralkali sponsorship, and then Mazepin got dropped and they lost the title sponsor, and then getting Kevin Magnussen in, like literally last minute, and then all of that to get a 5th place finish at the first race of the season after not even scoring a point last year was madness. But that's how crazy Formula One is. It can go from like 0 to 100 so quick in certain situations, which is one of the reasons why we all love it so much, because things happen fast as well as the cars going fast, like news and things having to change all happens so quickly. What's all that stuff that's flying about on the track? Looks like somebody's gone through a plastic bag. And oh no, somebody's made contact with the barrier.
Oh,
somebody's brushed the barrier there. I don't know who that is going to be, but somebody's definitely taken the some of the advertising board off there. You can see it.
About to drive through it. Yeah, Kelsey just drove through it.
Oh dear.
Where's the yellow flag? Come on, fly a yellow flag.
If it's only like plastic, then that looks like maybe it's actually a bit more than just some plastic.
Where's
that? I don't know.
I'll tell you what. That's not been a hit with the wall.
Well, where's it come from then?
Another car.
Has it fallen from something above? I'm really confused as to where that's come from. But I suppose it's not enough to warrant it.
Where's the yellow flag?
If it's only
it's free practice.
Red flag.
Finally, okay. Oh my god!
I suppose it could get caught in radiators, or it
needs to be cleared up.
Cooling
100%.
systems. Yeah, how strange.
How has that happened?
We got to solve this mystery, Matt.
We've got to solve it, but it didn't come. It didn't come off the because there's no contact of the wall. What colours are they?
Green and
you've got
purple.
A bit of purple. Is there green and purple F1
I reckon
car?
somebody's tapped a wall somewhere and taken it with them and then it's fallen off there. I mean, I don't know how that is on Carlos's car. I think that's meant to be there.
Yeah, that's just
somebody's like,
that's a bag
just
for
a
life
plastic
from
bag.
Tesco. That is just
He's
just driven through. Okay, so we've got a red flag, everybody. In FP1.
Does that mean my prediction was right?
No, you said the race. Don't you try to be cashing in already.
Oh, shame.
But yeah, we got some debris out on track at the moment, everybody. But red flag for this session, but that does not mean the timer stops. They've gone to an ad break. They continue to run down in practice, even if there is a red flag. So it just means that there's lost time for all the drivers out there. So let's see what happens. 50-meter marker fell down, says Aswin.
Oh, that could make sense because it looked like it had maybe come from higher, not from the actual board on the side. So yes, that's a very possible explanation.
That is.
Well done.
Whilst we're in that red flag, whilst we're in this red flag period, I'm going to try and fix the timer because
nice.
It's just being a bit of a pain.
Being a bit pesky.
Yeah, it really is. So I'm going to try and sort that out. But yeah, red flag. Not particularly much to report right now in free practice 1, is there? Apart from the red flag due to what we believe from chat. Thank you, chat, for the 50-meter brake marker falling onto the circuit and then someone running over it, I assume.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, so everybody has set a time, apart from Kevin Magnussen, because he has got this hydraulics issue. I'm seeing a live feed now of people trying to clear this up, so that we are getting clearance. Oh, and just as Formula One take away the timing board. Let me pull up the pit wall. So yeah, Russell hasn't set a time, Leclerc and Sainz also have not set times.
Oh, so here we go. I've made the timer work and now it's just completely...
You made it work?
Well,
right, okay, right, wait, I know where this has come from. Oh, it is. It's the board and Norris has driven through it. I hit the wall into turn 1 on the right front. I think I just skimmed it. I don't think there's any damage or anything, but actually he has hit the polystyrene board. That is the marker. So yeah, I think chat is bang on there, but Norris is the one that's driven through it.
Oh dear. Lando Norris trying to make his McLaren better by hitting the wall. There you go. McLaren really trying everything to try and fix this car. Have we heard many things from McLaren coming into this weekend, Katie?
No, apart from just obviously they're a bit disappointed, and Lando just states that it's more an issue with the downforce and just the fact they don't have much of it. So yeah, he doesn't think it's going to be fixed like this weekend or anything. It might take a little bit of time, but he said it's definitely the most difficult start to an F1 season with McLaren that he's experienced. So yeah, it's a difficult one.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, it is. I don't think anybody expected that. Chat, did we think that there could be someone like a McLaren or a Ferrari or a Red Bull or even a Mercedes that could drop out of the top 4? Tommy didn't think so. Tommy said that he will buy the merch of whoever enters the top 4 and displaces one of those teams by the end of the year. Will that be Haas? Who knows? But it certainly is quite surprising, isn't it, for the likes of McLaren to not only be out of the top 4, but to look like one of the slowest teams on the grid. There was an amazing meme of what was it? It basically was just saying like, "Damn, are we the Haas now?" Where of course McLaren and Haas have pretty much swapped positions, really. Okay, finally seeing a replay. Oh, jeez.
Not great.
I hit the wall into turn 1 on the right front. I think I just skimmed it. Don't think there was any damage or anything. Well, there's damage to the track.
Yeah.
Because you just exploded the brake marker.
How unusual! But why had a marshal or somebody like that not retrieved it? Maybe they didn't see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know exactly why it was hanging down like that. It's very odd.
Very strange.
Very, very strange. Right, I can set the timer off. Here you go. Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Yes. We're counting down. It's on the screen. Lovely. We've done it. We've done it, everybody. The timer has returned. Everybody can stop crying now. So there you go. Still red flag, though. 37 minutes to go. We've still got a red flag out there. Could they not find a broom?
A broom?
Just anything to just
I guess
sweep
it's just
it
so
up?
many little bits. But... Very strange.
They're being safe rather than being sorry, so that's fair play. Verstappen, Tsunoda, Gasly, Perez, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Norris, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, your top 10. Then you've got Latifi, Alonso, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Zhou, Schumacher, and those are the ones that have set a time. Then you've got Magnussen, Russell, Leclerc, and Sainz. All have not gone out the pits yet. And there's only 36.5 minutes remaining. Crucial running time.
Oh my
down
goodness,
the
we've
toilet.
got a fight with the people recovering the stuff on the track. We got a three-way race.
We've got
a Ferrari.
There's a fight.
Williams,
I was like,
and another
excuse
Williams.
me.
I like a literal fist fight.
Yeah.
No, sorry, a fight for the lead
into turn one.
Tractor recovery.
Right, so we're going to see another
Oh, so it is advertising board. I'm so confused what on earth
the advertising
this
board
is.
was just hanging down, and then Lando's kissed the wall and just driven straight into it. Boom. Wow, okay. And then Mick Schumacher, does he drive straight
Mick's
through
noticed
it?
it.
Oh, okay.
He's clever.
Good reactions from Mick. Very good reactions. That's the future world champion kind of reactions for me, really. So we've still got a red flag, as Katie said. They were fighting down towards turn one, three little quad bike type things. And the session will resume in less than 1 minute's time. So we will get some more running out there. The Ferrari hype train, if you're wondering. No more tickets. There hasn't been any more tickets since before round one. It's basically like a loyalty club, really. You have to have expressed your love before Ferrari are actually at the front. That's the only way you get on the Ferrari hype train. He didn't hit the wall. No, he didn't hooligan, but he obviously got close to it going into turn one and then took the advertising board with him. So not ideal. Definitely need to kind of, considering especially, this is a Formula One track. And quite a dangerous one at that. They cannot really be having advertising boards falling off.
It's not great for business.
No, not great for business and also not great for safety. Congrats on 1 mil. Thank you very much, John. Thank you.
Congrats. One thing, while we've now, the red flag is over, but cars are slowly making their way out to the track. Nobody's left the garages so far, but Tommy has pointed out, they've put it on social media, but Ferrari have done what I have said needs to be done since the start. I'm officially 100% on the Ferrari hype train now. They've made this one small change. They have put outlines on the driver numbers on the back of the car. And I have been asking for this for so long because it was like black numbers on the back of really dark burgundy, obviously livery color. And although there are signs, as in literally Carlos Sainz has got the hey, I'm here all week, the neon trim and T-cams, and you can see through the helmets and stuff like that. One of my biggest pains that I had last season was the fact that teams were not making their driver numbers clear enough.
Yeah.
Because when you go to a Grand Prix, like when we went to Silverstone, you could tell if Lando or George or Hamilton was coming around because you could hear all the cheers slowly make its way round. But when these cars are traveling fast, it's really difficult to see who is who. And you rely a lot, because sometimes the helmet is hidden behind the halo, etc. You rely a lot on seeing the number on the side of the car. And with so many of the liveries that were shared at the start of the year, they were impossible to see, the blue on the orange of the McLaren, which is now changed. Mercedes had a really difficult to read one. I know that this is and the level of inconvenience
first world problems
is at the bottom. Yeah. It really is a first world problem, but I'm glad that Ferrari clearly listening to my complaints and have taken it on board. So thank you, Ferrari.
Yeah, in fact, I did hear that Ferrari did it specifically for you because they were really, obviously,
really
concerned about Katie Fairman not being happy, and you are the WTF1 author after all, so they have to be very careful.
I've written a book, so you've gotta.
You have, yeah.
That's sarcasm, by the way. I don't go around telling people I've written books.
Yeah, but I do. So there
you do. You love it.
32 minutes to go in FP1. And we finally get to see the Ferraris, the championship leaders.
Dun, dun, dun. We've currently got a Red Bull
There's
powertrain
more.
top
There's
four.
more debris there's more debris in turn one. They've just swept it all away, and the Ferrari definitely just drove through more of that advertising board. So not ideal. Hopefully it doesn't cause a puncture or anything like that. Russell bouncing all over the shop. Down towards the long left-hander. Russell out there on the soft tyres. Sainz out there on the hards. 1.2 seconds down is Carlos Sainz in the first sector. So Ferrari mudded.
One of my neighbours has decided to start doing some DIY. Can you hear it on?
No, can't hear it. So you are absolutely
wonderful.
fine.
I was worried I was going to have to shut the window and then I would literally just melt because it is so warm.
No, it's all good.
Cars are going
Zoom,
so fast.
That Zoom noise cancellation.
Corners. Yeah,
love it.
Love it. Thank you, Zoom.
Yeah, they're going very fast, but Russell's nearly 3 seconds down on Verstappen, so not as fast. Oh my days, 2.5 seconds down is Sainz. Of course, probably on some sort of installation lap, but us Ferrari fans are expecting at some point for Ferrari not to be quickest. And it will just be every single round. I'll be like, oh no, is it this round that they've lost the pace? Russell's 5 seconds off the pace, gone P15.
Oh dear.
Sainz.
Apparently, Snowder's just gone fastest in the first sector though.
Hello, Yuki.
Yuki Snowder hype train. Joop joop.
Yeah. Joop joop. What's that?
Joop joop. Susu. That's a really bad pun.
Sonoda through the middle.
The clerk slots into 10th. It's over. It's over, Matt.
Yeah, the dream's dead. 33.9, 3.1 seconds off Max Verstappen, who's done an absolute worldie on a hard tyre, by the way. That is quite the time.
Impressive.
Sonoda is out there on the soft tyres, and he has actually backed out of it a bit. There you go.
He has. He's had somebody pass him.
He has given up. So the only person not to have set a lap time is K-Mag, as Alonso goes up to P6 on the soft tyres, but nobody is anywhere near Max Verstappen at the moment. Wow, that McLaren looks so different in that particular shot. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like the colour of it. Like, I don't know if the camera just wasn't like colour corrected or what.
It actually looks quite nice.
That looks so weird. It looked almost red. That was very odd. But Danny Rick is out there on the soft compounder tyre. An absolutely dreadful weekend for McLaren last time out. It can't go much worse, let's put it that way.
They haven't done themselves any favours. Obviously, there's an ongoing joke that Android phones are slower and not as good as iPhones, etc., which I'm not saying I agree with. But yeah, as soon as they slap on an Android sticker onto their car, and obviously they've got the chrome wheel covers, they've suddenly started going really slowly. So a bit of an unfortunate sponsor that, but I'm sure they don't care because they're probably getting some serious wonga from that deal.
Serious cash money. To answer your question, Vicky, no, we're not going to be streaming FP2. We just decided to do FP1 for the first couple of races in the season, see if people enjoyed it, and kind of go from there, really. But no, we're not doing FP2. We will be doing qualifying watch-along tomorrow, though, so be sure to come back for that. Myself and Tommy going head-to-head once again.
I love it.
To see who can win in qualifying. I'm 1-0 up, and I'm absolutely loving it. You need to get yourself someone that you love on the grid now. You need to fall in love with one of these drivers so that you can enter the fray. Unless
I do.
it's...
I mean, I have drivers that I love, but they're just not particularly competitive at the moment.
Yeah, fair. But like really passionate, like Max for Tommy, me for Charles. There needs to be that level where you're like, right, I'm going to argue with you, and I'm going to argue even though you may well be right. Like that's the level of which you need to be able to willing to go to. Were you that willing with Nico Rosberg?
Suggest me. Oh yeah, I was so.
Would you have backed him to the hills? Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I was like, if he didn't do well, I wouldn't go as far as like, if he didn't do well, I'd turn off the TV, which I know some of my fans like, if they supported a certain driver and they got knocked out in lap 1, they turn off. Oh, bit of a moment there for
Oi,
Charlotte.
oi, didn't like to see that. That is,
No, thank you.
wow. Okay, that was a big
Not
old
great.
swapper.
But yeah, I was Nico Rosberg fan till I die, and then he retired. So I was like, well, that's really not very helpful. Thanks, Nico.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
Yeah, I've got lots of favourites though, aside from that. So
who would be your favourite if you could pick one driver?
I do really love Esteban Ocon, which I know is a bit of an odd choice. It's an odd choice. And
you had one race where you could get into the fray, and that was Hungary.
All of my faves, like Ocon, Perez, Ricciardo, Sainz, I like. Guan Yu Zhou, I'm warming to. Vettel, obviously. They're probably like my favourites. But yeah, they're all people that aren't, apart from maybe Sainz, aren't really going to be fighting at the front. So yeah, I need to. I'll just sit back and watch.
Fair.
I'll enjoy from a distance. It's fine. I'll let you guys fight it out.
Love that.
Ruin your friendship.
So Hamilton's come over the radio and said a lot of bouncing. So the Mercedes problems continue. Verstappen was fastest through the first sector, but has backed out. It is still a Red Bull 1-2-3, but this time it's Verstappen and the 2 AlphaTauris.
Nice.
So yeah, Hamilton bouncing around in FP1. 25 minutes and 54 seconds to go.
I think porpoising, I think that's one of my predictions. Porpoising is going to be a big issue this weekend, with it being such a high-speed circuit, and especially where they've got all of these corners as well. If you're going to be like bouncing around trying to go around these corners, that's going to be challenging to say the least. So, yes, I'll have to see. I agree.
Yeah,
that camera angle makes that
that camera
so different.
That camera is not color matched. There's
Somebody's
no way.
put the contrast up.
They have absolutely messed up the color on that particular camera. Okay, here's a lovely helmet cam with Lando Norris. See a little bit of his nose as well. These drivers are real. They're not robots.
God, you can, yeah.
Have you only just noticed that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm too busy thinking, oh my goodness, if I was in this position and I was having to drive this car, I'd be crying.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably what a lot of people think. I'm just there like, nose.
You can see his nose.
You can see his nose. But Lando is on a reasonable push lap. He's on the soft tyres. He was a couple of tenths down on Verstappen through the first sector. What's he like through the middle sector? 9 tenths down, which isn't massively ideal, being on the softest tyre as well. But as long as McLaren don't finish last, it's a step forward from last week.
It is.
Which, painful. And we haven't seen Lando have to deal with such adversity, have we? You know, this is the first time in his Formula One career where McLaren have genuinely looked slow. Like, how will he help the team move forward? You know, because this is such a crucial time. Where you can't be throwing the toys out of the pram. You know, I think in Drive to Survive, we saw a little bit of that from Lando, didn't we? We saw a little bit of petulance, a little bit of just being annoyed with himself, which, you know, is all well and good, but it's how it then affects the team. Now, do you get really aggravated with your engineers and the whole sort of ethos and sort of working dynamic changes? Or do you, push that to one side and still be able to push the team forward? It's going to be an interesting one. It's not like we're going to get an answer to it, but Lando's got a long-term deal with McLaren, so he needs to try and get that.
Oh, another moment forward for Charles. What's he doing?
Ooh. I don't like how much that Ferrari is just,
it's
just
so on the edge,
around
isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, you talk about Lando in Drive to Survive. Max Verstappen, obviously, Drive to Survive's #1 fan, which is sarcasm. He hates Drive to Survive. But he was talking about the new season, and he said he'd watched a couple of early episodes to see what was going on, checking it out. And he noted that, his voice was being used from old interviews, trying to make it sound like it was 2021, which he wasn't obviously happy about, and that they pick up things because I guess Horner is mic'd up all the time, so he has a contribution to it in that way, which he also but he also said some quite strong things about how Lando came across, and I don't know if I can repeat it because I don't want to get demonetized, but they basically said that he made Lando look like an idiot, let's just put it that way, and not a very nice person. We've got yellow flag in sector 1. And it's green flag again, so that was nice and quickly over. But yeah, saying that Lando is such a nice guy. This is his words, not mine, but yeah, he's such a nice, great character and funny and all this kind of stuff, and that the way he was portrayed made him look like not very nice. So it'd be interesting to hear Lando's comments on that if he agrees with him. But,
Lando just comes out, yes, I am a lovely guy. And,
I'm just so wonderful.
I think there is definitely an element of that. The way that, especially the way that Netflix edit pauses and awkward moments and stuff like that, absolutely. The way that they portray him in that way was not right. Like, especially when they almost edited it like it was really awkward between Danny Rick and Lando when they were discussing about the, I think it was if he'd crashed or not. I think on the flip side, there's definitely elements where DTS haven't really done much, like when he's getting angry at that he hasn't performed well or whatever, like that. That is pretty much face value stuff. We're pretty much seeing how he reacts after a race, but that's the beauty of DTS, is that you see the emotions, you see the ups and the downs.
Close.
Wow, that was very close for Gasly. But yeah, I fear for the longevity of DTS moving forward, because I think a lot of the drivers have now lost faith in the series, and that's just going to get rid of those nice, beautiful moments behind the scenes that we all tune in for as Formula One fans. We don't tune in because we want to get a review of the season so much, because the review's usually wrong and they edit it all and piece it together very strangely. Gasly's on a quick lap round the final corner. Comes Pierre Gasly.
Where's he gonna
Will
go?
he go anywhere near to the top?
P2.
Yeah, P2, 4/10 back.
Yeah, on softs as well. Still can't match Verstappen's time.
Match
Don't
Verstappen. Nice.
Oh,
that's good.
I'm just oh my goodness, Gasly was
he
not
did
just kissing the wall, he was full on making out with it. Crikey.
He did full on thwack that wall. But the chunky boy of tyres were like, I can take it.
This is Max. What's Max done now? Oh, maybe this was probably the yellow flag.
Oh, come on. Losing the car at that speed.
Aye, not for me.
Did the wind or something pick up? It's really difficult, he asked. That is quite the moment.
Oh, that's not going to be too good for your floor, for Alex Albon.
So that part was where F2 driver Jem Bollock-Bassi, who has been in F1 Esports in the past, that he rode that curb a little bit too hard earlier on today, and then the car just switched on him and he was straight in the wall. So
really? No.
It can change very quickly. I think obviously Formula 2 cars are a little bit less planted, but those kind of raised curbs can really unsettle the car. So they have to be very careful, and to have those kind of reactions at those speeds that we've seen from both Charles and Max is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Tommy says, I have Sky muted and listening to you guys. Much better. Oh, Tommy, stop it. You're such a fan. I love it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Perez. Oh, I was about to say Perez has had to come over the line, but Perez, straight to an ad break. Lovely stuff. So we've had a red flag, everybody, if you're just joining. Welcome. Not now, but a little while ago, where some advertising board just came off and Lando drove into it. So that caused about a 10-minute stoppage. Apart from that, Max Verstappen looking incredibly quick. It's almost like he DNF'd the first round and really is quite looking to bounce back very strong. And, he was one corner away from one of the greatest qualifying laps we've seen in recent times. I know, the Hamilton fans will be like, oh, it's not a lap though, is it? It's not a lap.
Hamilton fans sound like Kermit.
I don't know why every time I just put a Kermit voice on. But yeah, I just like, it is funny how people jump on, oh, well, it's not a lap though, is it? It's not the best lap ever because he didn't finish it. It's not, shoulda, woulda, couldas. But, you got to appreciate that it was going to be an absolutely sensational lap. But I think he's very quick round here, Max. He's got the confidence to just absolutely send it. Can I hear some birds? I think it's birds that I can hear. I just hear.
I'm like Snow White. I've called all of the birds.
Forget Frank the dog. It's Katie's birds now. Here we go.
I can shut my window. Yeah, tweet if. But I can shut the window if it's going to be too distracting for people.
No, it's Mother Nature.
Quite nice, harmonious.
I was loving it. I thought for a second I was like, have I got my window open? No, it's.
That's so funny that it's picked it up. The problem is when the seagulls start, then the window will have to be shut because they are the most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah,
it's just. Having lived by the sea all my life, I've tuned them out, but God, they are annoying. They just constantly go on. Right, let's see what's going on. Things you didn't expect to listen or hear us talking about when you tuned into the Watchalong today.
Is FP1 and FP2 still 1 hour? Yes, it is, Mac. It is indeed. They have reduced it from an hour and a half to an hour, and they've kept it that way. So slightly less running this year. Well, we saw this implemented last year, but the fact that these new cars and we have shorter sessions means a lot more pressure on the old Formula One teams to get it right, especially if you're Haas and K-Mag. I saw someone, Skyrus, saying the Steiner ship is sinking. No, it's no. God, don't. It's just rocky. It's just a little bit of a rocky tide at the moment.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah, but
but Mick is also last, so it's currently both Haas cars are at the bottom.
How the times changed
previously been
from 1 week ago. Absolute elation. Now we're to the back of the field again.
But listening to Mick, Ocon and Gasly in the presser earlier, they were saying, who's got the fastest car out of the three of you? And both Esteban and Pierre said that they thought it was Mick in the Haas. Whether that is genuine, whether they're winding people up, I don't know. But they seem to think that the Haas is very competitive, to which Mick said, oh, well, thanks for telling me I'm in the fastest car. That's good to know. And then Verstappen chipped in and said, well, we know that Ferrari is the slowest car, and that it's just Charles and Carlos making it quick. And then Carlos added in, we all know that Red Bull is the most reliable car,
wow.
Which I thought was also quite funny. So that got a big laugh. But yeah, a good jokes and banter going on from
everyone
there.
We love a good bit of banter.
I love that the sun's just come out and it's now blinding me. This is just really great. I can always move a bit if I need to get out of the way.
I'm sure you'll be fine. We are back now to some free practice, which we love to see.
Oh, gosh,
and there's a Mercedes wing comparison at the moment.
Every time I see a wing comparison, I'm like, you're just
Can you see that
Christian
face?
Horner to do a
Can you see that face at the bottom?
Oh my God. That's amazing.
It doesn't look real. It looks like a cardboard cutout.
It looks like he's been added in.
I thought it was Paul de Resta for a second.
Oh, that's so funny. Just hello there.
Yeah, that was...
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Interesting. So there was just a face.
It's like a spot the difference in just some random place.
Yeah, it literally was. It literally was.
Amazing work.
So Mercedes are changing a flap on their rear wing by the looks of things. As the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc comes in the pits. Why has he gone in like that? Not sure. Either way, Mick Schumacher, the fastest car. He's not, but apparently he's got the fastest car. So we'll see. Round the final corner.
Yeah.
Still got no K-Mag, which is a shame. Yeah, very close to the wall. Mick Schumacher, of course, he had that crash last year as well, didn't he? Which brought out the red flag.
He did. That was quite a shunt. Copying Charles Leclerc. I think he did that in FP2, didn't he?
He did. Thanks for bringing it up.
No worries. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, it was a popular place to lose it last year. So hopefully we don't get any more of that this year, because obviously we want this to be as safe as possible.
That's an instant red
flag
going on
as well.
Here. Instant red flag is when someone goes in there.
Well, this is why I was so surprised at the call last year for them to pit Hamilton, because I was like, the barrier's absolutely demolished. Of course, that's going to be a red flag.
That was a blunder.
Sure enough,
that was a very big blunder from Mercedes.
It was an unusual choice. I'll say that much, but maybe they thought that it would be fine.
Maybe they did. Maybe they thought, well, look, if they didn't come in and Mercedes pit behind them, and Red Bull pit behind them. Yeah, oh, nice. And Mercedes pit behind them, then they would have also looked idiots. It's like when people say, oh, they should have pit in Abu Dhabi last year. They should have pit Hamilton, but they would have lost position. They didn't know they were going to go racing again. Verstappen fighting the car ever so slightly in this first sector. He is still fastest at the moment. Leclerc has slotted in P3 in the Ferrari to stop the 1-2-3 of the Red Bull. Verstappen's not on a push lap, though, as he did not have his DRS open down towards turn 1. So he's just testing out those soft tyres, see what's happening.
What's popping?
What's popping?
We're speaking to... Well, we're not speaking to Otmar. Sky is speaking to Otmar at the moment.
I think
we are. Yeah, we've got him on the line. I think it's only a matter of time before we get a team principal on the watchalongs, to be honest with you.
On the pit wall, just there you go.
Just joining in.
Come on.
I think.
Yeah, we need it.
Who would you pick? I think you'd have to have someone like Gunter.
Gunter, yeah.
He would do it, yeah.
Gunter, even Toto, that would be a fun one.
True.
Quite a few of them. Mike Crack,
Mike
just
Crack.
For the bants.
Yeah, literally. Love it.
Just so I can say, and now joining us is Mike Crack.
Yeah.
11 minutes to go in FP1. And hi, Soph. Hi. Soph's just come in from a little walk that she's just had, bless her. Get some fresh air in her lungs.
Yeah. I need to go outside at some point today.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm going to be staying in the same four walls for all of the week.
Yeah, no, that's not fun.
Not great. So yeah, Verstappen is still fastest with 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes left to go.
And I was on the hard tyres as well. Hard tyres. Leclerc also on the hard tyres, half a second back in that Ferrari. I do expect a Red Bull and Verstappen masterclass this weekend. That's what I'm feeling now especially after seeing FP1.
Yeah, I think this is going to be Verstappen's definitely got the upper hand here to Ferrari. I know the Ferraris did look at Charles Leclerc. He got pole in Monaco and pole in Baku last year. He's decent at street circuits, but something about Verstappen in this circuit and their car seems a little bit less receptive to porpoising. I think Max is going to be the one to beat.
I certainly think so too. He wasn't far off the Ferraris. Well, I say the Ferraris. He wasn't far off Leclerc last time out in Bahrain. He said that the balance was a bit off, which maybe impacted him being able to challenge for the victory in the first round. Well, I say challenge. He was fighting Leclerc into turn 1 a couple of times or 3 times. It's going to be interesting. Can Carlos Sainz get back in the hunt after not a poor weekend, but an average weekend? Consider, when you compare his pace to Leclerc, not his actual position. Obviously, it was great to get a Ferrari 1-2, but as for the actual pace itself, he was quite a bit off Charles Leclerc. Perez was closer to Verstappen than we've seen him for quite a lot of last year.
That's great. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. So
if he can continue that, that'd be great.
Yeah, he looked competitive in the latter of 2021. Oh gosh, what's going on here? But yeah, I'm glad to see that that's actually continued on through this year, and hopefully it's not a one-off. Because some of his qualifying laps last year, when you've got Verstappen, who's just absolutely on it and perfect every time, apart from obviously, let's not talk about the final 3 moments of the pole he tried to get in Saudi last year. It's promising that he's beginning to match him a bit more in his quali pace, because that's where Red Bull need him. They need him up in sort of P3, P4, not down in P13 or sometimes not even getting through to Q1. So yes, it's a promising start for Sergio. So I'm aboard the Sergio. What can we have as instead of the Ferrari hype train, the Steiner ship? I don't know what to say without it being. I was going to say something like the Prez Pinata, but I don't know if that's stereotyping.
And also, I don't think that's a mode of transport. Like,
the Perez.
What begins with P or what begins with S? Well,
Penny farthing.
What? That's such a British. That's such a the Sergio ship. There you go.
Or you could
he also has a ship.
The Checo car, but doesn't have the same ring to it.
The Checo car. All aboard. Yeah, a lot of bouncing, guys, says Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, Giovinazzi.
A lot of bouncing, says Carlos. Your prediction may be coming true this weekend.
Yeah.
Casey, I reckon. Yeah,
oh my goodness, look at him. He's like a blooming bobblehead.
Goodness gracious me. So it's not so much a problem when they're actually in the corner because oh my days, because he hits the brakes and the pressure, I suppose, releases. But when he's going down towards the corner, he is
intense.
Proper head banging. The Checo Choo Choo, says Karen.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Checo Chariot.
Much better. The Checo Chariot. Oh my gosh,
that's banging from Sean. Well done, Sean.
That is 10 out of 10.
Perez Parade, the Checo Chain.
You guys are the best. You're so smart.
You guys are so much better than this than we are.
Oh, that's so good. The Perez Parade and Checo Chariot, they're my two faves.
The Checo Chariot, I really like that.
I love that.
Leclerc's on the push lap, just under 2/10 back on Verstappen through the middle sector. Please don't crash this weekend, Charles Leclerc. Please.
Yours sincerely, Matt Gallagher.
not a fanboy, just passionate.
Yeah.
What
will you do if he does? Will you cry?
Yeah, some tears may well fall from my eyes.
Can you film it and put it on TikTok? Because I want to see.
Yeah, fair. Okay. I'll just be like, I can feel emotion coming. Let me start filming myself.
Let me film myself.
Okay, 3/10 off. Verstappen is Charles Leclerc on the soft tyres. It's Verstappen's time. That's a bit of a moment for Carlos Sainz.
That's not good.
Is Verstappen's time definitely on hards? Is it really?
Let me have a look for you.
Because it's coming up as H. Everybody else has done a soft run apart from Mick Schumacher in 19th. Is Verstappen's lap time really?
Maybe. He's fastest in the final two sectors. Tsunoda's currently still got quickest in the first. Let's see.
Tommy put in the chat, Perez plane? Katie, nah, penny farthing.
I forgot about planes. Oh, gosh. This is why I shouldn't do watch-alongs, because I just end up embarrassing myself.
It's all good bants. It's all good bants.
Penny farthing.
Leclerc also only on hards. No, but he has just said a soft tyre run there, Jake, and went 3/10 slower. So, Max Verstappen looking very good. I'm not going to lie to you. I would put my money on a pole and victory for Verstappen this weekend. Not going to lie to you. How are the Mercedes doing? They are 8th and 14th at the moment. 8th for Lewis Hamilton, 14th for George Russell. Half a second the difference between the two. But the AlphaTauri is looking very strong again in FP1. Just like Gasly topped the timing sheets in Bahrain for FP1. They seem to just do slightly different run plans, it seems, for the first session of the weekend. Because they weren't that quick last weekend.
Oh, there's an impeding incident which race control has noted between Schumacher and Albon. So we'll see what happens there. But we had a few impeding incidents last weekend with Stroll and Tsunoda, and then Tsunoda and I want to say Leclerc actually, and the people that were in trouble both got given reprimands.
So I want to ask actually.
Ask away.
You love a penalty point. They've changed the reprimands this year. Why don't you explain what they've done, if you know fully?
I do know fully. So a reprimand is basically like a bit of a smack on the back of the wrist if you've done something a bit naughty. And you can get two types of reprimand. You can get driving related reprimand. So that would be impeding somebody or something similar. Not using the bollard when going into the pit lane and something along those lines. And there's also non-driving ones, which a few drivers got last year in Hungary when they forgot to take their racism t-shirts, or Sebastian Vettel had a Same Love t-shirt on. They didn't take it off in time for the national anthem. So last year it was, if you get 3 reprimands, you get a 10-place grid drop at that race or the following race. And 2 of those reprimands had to be for driving offences, and they've now changed it for 2022 where you have to get 5 reprimands in order for you to get a 10-place grid drop, and 4 of those 5 have to be for driving related.
Okay,
incidents.
pause very quickly, Katie. Bottas was fastest through the middle sector. He goes P2, old Valtteri. Love that. Charles Leclerc also going faster than Max Verstappen out there on the soft tyres. Charles Leclerc to the line, goes fastest. A woman at 30.772. Only a tenth of a second faster than Verstappen on the hards, but we take those small dubs. We get the big W's.
Dubs.
But
oh my goodness, what a lap from Valtteri.
I know, Valtteri was on an absolute stormer.
Even the guys in the Ferrari garage are shocked.
But Bottas is completely revitalised, it has to be said. He is loving life in that Alfa Romeo.
Let me check with the race guys. I know we've only got 1 minute 15 left, but
do it. They're on the ground.
Are we sure of that?
What question are you asking?
Are we sure that Verstappen lap was on hard tyres?
Ah, yeah, I appreciate that. I think it is, which is concerning for everybody. But
I've asked a question. We'll
maybe the hard tyres are secretly the fastest tyres of the lot.
Maybe it's all
They're
part
not, but
of
I'm in
the
denial.
plan.
I'm in denial. What are we seeing now? Replay of Charles Leclerc. Oh, okay.
And that must be on the tail of Hamilton.
Yeah, it is. So Hamilton looks like he's starting a lap, and Charles was like, "Yo, what you doing, bruh?
You're affecting my lap. Get out of here."
Had a nice little bit of slipstream down over the line, and there's a replay. Do we get to see the eyes of Charles Leclerc? Not so much. A slightly more reflective visor compared to Carlos Sainz. 12 seconds remaining, and Lando Norris is out there at the moment on the soft tyres. He is currently 13th. Danny Rick 11th. Danny Rick, the comeback, is on. And the session is over.
Needs to.
The session has been complete.
I want that job where you wave the flag. That's on the bucket list. I want to be able to do that.
You reckon?
Not like fully, just like once.
Properly bottle it. I reckon I'd like the flag would come off the stick or something, and it'd just go on.
Yeah, end up getting caught.
Yeah, and then the race winner would drive over it and somehow still wouldn't win because.
Leclerc's still on
hello!
Blinder. He's just set fastest first sector.
Yeah, we like to see that. Charles Leclerc on a push lap. Who's in front of him? Get out the way! No, this.
No.
Get out the way!
Well, I think he's dropped off a bit.
Yeah, he's given up. That's upsetting.
Oh, damn it.
Verstappen is not going to improve.
Verstappen lap was on hard tyres. It was right before the red flag. So fair play, Max Verstappen.
So Verstappen's done a big worldie on those hard tyres.
Big dub. Whatever it's called.
Big dub. Yeah, big dub from Verstappen. But yes.
That's the last time I try and get down with the kids. Oh dear.
So yes, we have finished FP1, and it is Leclerc ahead of Verstappen, ahead of Bottas, ahead of Sainz. Then Gasly, Tsunoda, Perez, Ocon, Hamilton, Alonso, your top 10. Then it's Danny Rick, Stroll, Norris, Zhou, Russell, and it's now disappeared. So you can fit in the last 4 drivers there. But Leclerc was trying to push on, as we see a replay of right now, but with that dirty air in front of him, he could not push to the level of which he wanted to. The last few drivers was Hülkenberg, Albon, Latifi, Schumacher, and then Kevin Magnussen with no time whatsoever. K-Mag's never driven this track, and he's now not even got FP1 to try and dial in. This is Mick Schumacher's weekend, Katie, and if he does not out-qualify K-Mag, this time.
Are you going to riot? What are you going to do?
No, I just think that he's going to have to get on it.
Yeah, he's got to
Old Mick, otherwise his
ideas.
his reputation will start to falter slightly. I say reputation,
Indeed.
but of course he is Formula 2 champion. He's won F3 as well, but he's never
As
had.
you keep saying, it takes a year for him to get into these things. So,
but he's never had that proper benchmark in Formula 1 until now. Oi, oi, oi! Lando just full blown bailing out of that one. Do not blame you, especially if that car is a bit of a dog. You just gotta understand when it's time to just bail out. And that was it. Right, Katie, FP1 is over. You are being blinded and cooked probably at the same time. Your final thoughts from Free Practice 1?
I know it's slightly dangerous, and the background behind the
turn 1. Sorry, carry on.
That's all right. I was going to say, I know the track's slightly dangerous, and obviously it's not in an ideal location, but I do like this track. It's quite exciting, keeps you on the edge of your seat. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the weekend pans out. Yeah,
and my final thought would be, wow, Max Verstappen is looking very good. And I think we may, as Ferrari hype train ticket holders, have to just go for a little intermission through the Saudi Grand Prix weekend. We'll see. But Verstappen looking very, very good. Very impressive from Bottas as well. And
all aboard the Checo chariot.
Exactly. FP2 returning in 3 hours' time, I believe, isn't it?
I think it starts at 5.
Oh, so 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours' time then.
5.
As a lot of them are doing practice starts. Good stuff. And so a couple of hours' time. We're not going to be doing FP2 Watchalong, but thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you this FP1 Watchalong. We'll be back tomorrow, myself and Tommy, for the qualifying Watchalong, which I am sure, going to be an absolute worldie.
I can't wait to see that.
It's great to watch these cars at full tilt around this track. And of course, Internet Special Reactions on Sunday, podcast on Tuesday, but Monday if you're a Team WTF1 member. So subscribe now for £2 a month and be a Team WTF1 member, and you get lots of exclusive stuff.
Live, you can watch it Monday whenever you fancy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we'll see you very soon. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, everybody. See you very soon. Bye.